Hi, my name is Becky. I'm a culinary educator, and today I'm going to show you how to make homemade croutons. So to make homemade croutons, you're going to need two things. You're going to need day-old French bread, and you're going to need garlic flavored olive oil. And because garlic flavored olive oil is sometimes hard to find, I'm going to show you how to make it, which it's super simple. I don't know why anyone would buy it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a couple cloves of garlic, and what you want to do is you want to take the shell off the garlic and then chop it roughly. So the easiest way to do that is to hit it with something hard. And that kind of just takes the skin off the garlic, and you can peel it really, really easy. So we're going to do that for the second one. And see how easy that skin peels off? And then what's also really important is we want to remove the green part of the garlic, because that can give whatever you're cooking a very bitter flavor. So we don't want any of those green stems in your cooking ever. You want to just take those out. So I'm going to just kind of roughly chop it. You're not going to eat the actual garlic, so it doesn't have to be finely chopped. And then I'm going to take half a cup of olive oil and pour it into a dish that I'm going to let it marinate in. And then I'm just going to add the garlic. And I'll stir it maybe once just so it's evenly spread. But you let this just sit on your counter and marinate overnight, and the olive oil takes up the garlic flavor. And then we're going to strain it tomorrow. But let this sit, I want to say at least 2 to 4 hours. You can actually add onions to this also if you want more of like a garlic onion flavored olive oil. And it's that easy. Okay, so we have our garlic olive oil that we let marinate. I let mine marinate overnight, but if you can also just do it for, a few hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of spoon the garlic out of it, drain the olive oil off the spoon, and then this part I'm just going to throw away. If you smell your olive oil, it's going to smell very, very garlicky. So that means it picked up the garlic flavor. And then this is optional, so I'm going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then 1/4 of a teaspoon of onion powder. And then 1/4 of a teaspoon of paprika. And like I said, this is optional, so if you don't have these 3 spices, don't go crazy. Your croutons will probably still turn out. I'm just going to mix that up. And then I'm going to take my day-old French bread, I'm just going to cut it into cubes. And again, if you don't have French bread, you could use old hamburger buns or even just old bread. French bread croutons taste really good, but if you're in a bind, there are a lot of other things you could substitute. So I just want to cube the bread into about sizes of a crouton. So like that. And I'm just going to keep doing this for the entire loaf. And I usually do this until I have about maybe 8 cups of bread. 8 cups of cubed bread. But if you have a little bit more or a little bit less, don't worry, it won't make a difference. Homemade croutons are one of the things, once I learned how to make them and I tried it, I will never buy store-bought croutons again. I think store-bought croutons are really gross compared to how amazing these turn out. So now that I have the bread all cut, I'm going to just oil the bottom of a pan, a glass bottom pan with olive oil, which is heart healthy oil. And then I'm gonna stir the olive oil again really quick with all our ingredients in it. And I'm gonna kind of separate some of the cubed bread into a bowl. So this is maybe this is about like a third of the bread. And I'm gonna just drizzle some olive oil mixture on top of it. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just kind of lightly mix it by flipping it. Because what I want all the bread to have like a very, very fine coat of the olive oil mixture. So I'm going to do this quite a bit. And it spreads really well. Now I preheated my oven to 400 degrees, and I want to wait until it's fully hot before I put the croutons in. And one thing about baking these is you need to really watch it, because when you're cooking small pieces of bread at 400 degrees, they can burn really easy. So as soon as they begin to get brown and have a nice light brown on them, you want to take them out. And you want to check on them a couple times to mix them and kind of stir them and make sure they're not burning. So these are pretty well coated, so now I'm going to just kind of spread them in a pan. It's okay if they're touching. I like to give them a little bit of space, but they're not like cookies, they can be touching each other. So this is my first pan worth. I'm going to put this in the oven. Okay, so this is our finished product. Hopefully you can see how they're a little browned. They smell amazing. I probably let this cook for maybe 15-20 minutes, but I kept checking on it because you don't want them to start to get burned. But I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag and store them in the fridge probably because it's really hot right now, so I don't want them to be on the counter. But you can store these probably in the fridge for maybe up to 2 to 3 weeks.